More and more in cabinetry, grain matching is becoming increasingly important, especially with the new high-priced laminates out there that are available for residential and commercial applications. And AutoCabinets is more than capable of taking care of that. We have just a little rendered close-up of these cabinets. I'm going to go ahead and close that, and we'll close this as well. Let's just put this up in elevation view, and you can kind of see it's just a variety of cabinets. Well, it's important a lot of times to actually grain match this and pattern match these cabinets. So if I just, once the design is done, I can just select on parts. We're going to export those parts. And here are my grain matching options. I have that selected. I want to grain match my slab doors, my drawer fronts. I can even rotate them if the grain's rotated on the material. I can even do them face down if I want to put the operations on the back side of the door. And I need to increase the pair gap to allow the size of the cutter to come through. So I've got all these pre-selected, and we automatically remember all those settings for you. So I'm just going to select OK here. I'll go back to my desktop, and I'm going to save these in today's work. And we have a folder already called Grain Match. I'm just going to name this job Grain Match and select Save. It's going to go through and break apart all the cabinets, put all the CNC operations on all the cabinets, and also pull off the door and drawer fronts and increase the gap to whatever I've specified to allow the cutter to come through and actually machine those. I'm going to select OK here. I'm going to tell it to nest those parts. And as you can see, here's our cabinet fronts. Here's those two drawer banks, and we've increased the space between them to allow for the cutter to come through and actually machine those correctly. Then here's our two upper cabinets over here, our tall uppers. And then over here we have our smaller upper cabinets. And then on these sheets up here, we obviously have our toe kick notches, our CNC operations, our upper panels and stuff like that. And these are all melamine, whereas these are grain match material. So it knows to separate those materials out by grain matching. Let me close this out for you. And again, there's our elevation. If I want to turn off the transparencies here, I'll just turn those off. And there you can see our cabinets. There you go. Thank you very much for your time and watching this demo.